Hello everyone, Branch here. How is everyone doing today? And more importantly, how everyone's Remiel gacha doing? Did you pull for her? Or are you waiting for another character like Sigrid for example? Speaking of Sigrid, she's going to be debuted in 1 day and 7 hours. For those of you who don't know, Sigrid is an attack agent with Ice attribute. Personally, I wouldn't be pulling for her. The reason why, I feel like she's going to be a bait character or trap character. Why? Because she's being released right between two of the most unique characters in the game right now. Remiel Dan, the first generation Void Hunter with the Lumen attribute, and in the next patch, version 3.2, Claret as the headliner and Roxy later in the second phase are going to make their debut. Claret is one of the most unique characters we have seen so far because she's being introduced with a brand new role, the Armorer role. For the sake of keeping this video under 10 minutes, I won't be going over her kits in this video. And then, we have Roxy, who's going to be a stunner with the Wind attribute. And honestly, for those of you who main Pyrois, I think she's going to be one of the most valuable agents for your accounts. The reason being is that Pyrois left branch ultimate requires enemy to be contaminated using wind damage. And speaking of Pyrois ultimate, I feel like 3.2 will finalize Pyrois mainscape. And here's my assumption. In M6, it's either we are going to get an addition to Pyrois' decibel limit up to 6000, or each branch of Pyrois ultimate will now only consume 1000 decibel instead of 2000, so that we can finally utilize the left branch we've not been using this entire time, but I can be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Back to what I was saying, Pyrois left branch ultimate requires the enemy to get contaminated by wind damage, and so far, the only wind attribute agent we know of is Felina. However, she's an anomaly agent, meaning she's primarily designed to synergize with other anomaly agents. And that's why we need Roxy. Back to Sigrid. The fact that we already have quite few strong Ice DPS agents also support the idea that Sigrid could be a bait character. So far, we already have several decent Ice DPS options. For example, we have Romea sitting in tier 0, we have Miyabi and Yidari who's sitting at 0.5, we have Ellen, and also we have Hugo. So, with all these Ice DPS agents already available, I personally don't see much of a reason to pull for Sigrid right now, especially when we have characters coming up like Claret and Roxy. On top of that, it's also worth considering the general release pattern we have seen so far, where new characters are often designed in a way that encourages short-term hype pull when existing units already cover the same role. If Sigrid ends up not bringing anything fundamentally new to Ice DPS teams, then Sigrid is falling into that same skip-friendly category, especially for players who are trying to optimize their resource for long-term value, for example, me. Also, if we look at the current meta right now, we will be moving on to Armor class meta, which means we will get a new boss, possibly designed to shield Claret, the first Armor class agent. This also happened back in 1.4, where the Anomaly meta was at its peak. Then, we got introduced to the Rupture meta, and suddenly everything changed. The bosses got tankier, HP inflation, miasmic barrier, and all sorts of adjustments were made specifically to push the Rupture meta forward. Because of this trajectory, it wouldn't be crazy to say that Sigrid could end up being obsolete in the near future, especially once 3.2 arrives and new mechanics are introduced that only Armor class can fully take advantage of. If that happens, Ice DPS units that don't interact with those mechanics may naturally fall behind, further reinforcing that idea that investing heavily into Sigrid right now could be a short-lived decision. So, if you ask me, should you pull for Sigrid or not, the answer is, it depends.
Huh?
What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a new player who just started playing ZZZ and you missed all the previous Ice DPS banner, then you probably should consider pulling for Sigrid. However, you also have to keep in mind that you might not have many agents to properly pair with her, especially if you pull for Remiel during this patch. But, if you're a returning player, then take a look at your account first. Do you already have agents who can properly support Sigrid? For example, the Alien and Astra are both great options that you should ideally have on your roster. The Alien can provide you with free ultimates and can deal huge amount of days, while Astra can boost your team's attack and provide healing. So, if you already have a solid team for Sigrid, then pulling for her can definitely be worth considering. But, if you already have several strong Ice DPS characters and you're saving for characters like Claret or Roxy, then personally, I would recommend skipping Sigrid and saving your Polychrome for them instead. But then again, everything ultimately comes down to personal preferences. As for me, I really care about meta, so now, I'm choosing to skip Sigrid and save my Polychromes for Roxy instead. But if you're the kind of players who wants to pull for Sigrid simply because you like her design or find her attractive, then sure, go ahead and have fun. And especially if you're a whale, then honestly, you have even more freedom to pull for whoever you want. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to pull in moderation, don't spend more than you are comfortable with, and most importantly, have fun playing ZZZ. And that's all from me, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comments. This is Branch. See ya.